Hello, my name's Mark. I've been a certified public accountant since 1998. I have a practice in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and what we do is we help taxpayers with problems. If you have a tax problem, you contact our firm. My business partner and I formed a company called Matters Solutions so that you have a resource and someone to go to. We firmly believe that everybody deserves representation. I understand. Things happen, man. You lost your job and had to take a 401k distribution, and you couldn't afford to have the taxes come out of that distribution. I understand that you couldn't pay your credit cards, and then they sent you a 1099-C for the cancellation of debt. I see taxpayers and talk to taxpayers who receivables don't come in on time, and they can't pay their payroll taxes, so they don't file, they don't pay, okay? What I want to tell you is I understand that those things happen, and I can help you with those problems, okay? You know, I had a client who contacted me, and he tried to work out a payment plan with the IRS, and the IRS told him that he could pay $700 a month, and that's just not feasible. So when I called the IRS and worked it out with him, I got a payment for him for $150 a month. The IRS didn't account for his automobile expenses, and they were thinking that he could pay more. He's made that payment for 6 years now, and he's a paid-off, compliant taxpayer. So I want to let you know that there's help for you. And when people contact my office, they ask me several questions, and usually one of the questions is, can the IRS take my house? And the one-word answer to that question is yes, the IRS can take your house. But it doesn't have to come to that. You don't have to let the IRS take your house. That's not how it has to go. Your problem doesn't have to be that big that you lose your house over it, okay? I can defend your house. I can defend the property that you own. One of the other questions that I get is, can they put me in jail? Yeah, they can put you in jail. If you don't pay your taxes and you don't file your taxes, the Internal Revenue Service can charge you with a criminal charge, okay? If the IRS has charged you criminally, you need to contact a lawyer. You need a defense attorney, not me, okay? But again, it doesn't have to come to that, okay? There are many things that you can do along the way to avoid a criminal charge, okay? It doesn't have to be that way. You can do things before they charge you criminally that will avoid criminal charges, and we're good at that. What do I do? That's one of the questions that I get. What do I do? And I don't have an easy answer for you. Some cases are as simple as a phone call, and some cases take many months to resolve. Some of our clients have been clients for years because their cases have taken that long to resolve. It can take quite a while to get you filed and compliant. It can take even longer to get you repaid. It can take a while to negotiate an installment agreement with the IRS, okay? Yeah, cases are that big, and cases can take that long. But your case could be as simple as a phone call to the IRS. If you call me up and you say I've got a simple problem and I just need somebody to intervene and get it worked out, yeah, maybe you've got a phone call to the IRS and your case is over, okay? But maybe we have multiple corporate tax returns that need done or multiple payroll tax periods that need filed before we can even talk about an installment agreement. We can help with that, okay? So what do I do? The very first thing that you always want to do is become compliant. Make sure all of your returns are filed, okay? Any return that you need to file with any taxing agency needs to be filed first, okay? So when we talk about what do I do, the first thing that you do is you get compliant, okay? One of the other questions that I have is, how long will my process take? And, you know, I talked to you about that. The process can take days, it can take weeks, and it can be as simple as one phone call. One of the other questions that I get is, what is a collection information statement? A collection information statement is the statement that you, the taxpayer, makes to the IRS. And it goes through your assets, your liabilities, what do you own, what do you owe. It goes through what kind of revenue you have, what kind of income you have, and what kind of expenses that you have. And what I want you to understand is this form was developed by the IRS to analyze your financial position. It's the IRS's form to determine how much you can actually repay them. It's played by their rules, and you need to abide by their rules. So what you need is you need a representative that knows their rules and can work on that form for you. That form is your tool if you use it right. It's your tool to get an installment agreement, a part pay installment agreement, or another resolution with the IRS. So it's an important form. It's a tool that you have, and you need to make sure that whoever you hire to prepare that form with you knows what they're doing. We prepare hundreds of these forms every year. We have a pretty good idea what we're doing. Before you sign anything with any taxing authority, make sure that you read it. It might be signed under penalties of perjury, and you don't need to do that. You don't need to perjure yourself in a tax case. What you need to do is you need to seek representation. You need to make sure that your case is handled correctly. We handle hundreds of cases on an annual basis, and we have good resolve with many of our cases. I've given you a lot of information, and most of this information may confuse you. What I want to communicate is, and I want to explain is, I'm not confused by this information. This is stuff that we do on a daily, weekly basis, and we help people on a weekly basis. We help them get through what they need to do and resolve their case with the IRS and various other taxing agencies. So if you want help with your problem, give my office a contact, and we'd be more than welcome to walk you through the process of resolving your tax problem.